Good morning, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you very much to Ashti Aladdin and the Kurdistan British and Europe Business Forum for inviting me to speak today. This forum is an excellent opportunity to discuss some really important issues for the economy of the Kurdistan region of Iraq and the wider country today: agriculture, tourism, and the impact of climate change. I'm pleased to have this opportunity to tell you about the UK's interests in the economy, trade and investment here in the KRI, wider Iraq and the region, with a focus on agri-tech and the impact of climate change. The bottom line is that the UK's overarching objective is to support the KRG and the federal government of Iraq in achieving peace, stability and prosperity across the entire country. The UK wants to work with the KRG and federal government of Iraq to increase inclusive and diversified economic growth by supporting bilaterally and through the Iraq Economic Contact Group and World Bank private sector reform, such as access to finance, the enabling environment, enhanced job opportunities, especially for youth and women, women's economic empowerment, and support for Iraq's efforts to enhance its water and energy supply. The UK also wants to increase investment and trade between the KRI and international markets, with opportunities in renewables, infrastructure, technology, and financial sector development. Focusing in on agri-tech, you will know that the Middle East region as a whole has a dependency on food imports. This was put into even sharper relief when COVID-19 struck, impacting the transportation and logistics of food items that many took for granted. Markets across the Middle East region are taking food security seriously, and the UK can play a role. With world-leading technology and innovation in agri-tech, the UK's offer is to support markets to help them meet their ambitions. There are three ways that we can do this. Firstly, through showcasing best-in-class UK innovation to governments and buyers across the region. Agri-tech innovators like Intelligent Growth Solutions, or IGS, an award-winning international agri-tech innovator, create vertical farming solutions in the Middle East using Internet of Things and artificial intelligence developed by their research and development team in Scotland. My trade colleagues in the Gulf have already supported IGS and other agri-tech innovators and exporters to bring their products to their markets, such as Dubai. Secondly, by ensuring that potential investors in agri-tech are aware of the depth and breadth of the UK offer, which includes a world-class academic and research environment and the latest technology from robotics to water management and big data. These investments facilitate knowledge transfer and collaboration, which would, in turn, drive jobs and growth in the UK and the Middle East. And finally, at the end of last year, the Kurdistan region made the first ever export of its renowned pomegranates to Gulf countries, marking the region's first non-oil export and a landmark step in efforts to broaden the economy. I know that Prime Minister Masroor Barzani was rightly proud of this. And here at the British Consulate General, Erbil, we continue to work with colleagues across other government departments to see if we can work together to offer governments such as the KRG a holistic UK government-to-government approach to food security. Turning to trade policy, one of the UK's top priorities is to negotiate a UK Gulf Cooperation Council free trade agreement to strengthen our trade and investment relationship and address barriers to trade. There are numerous areas where we can collaborate, including healthcare, innovation, the knowledge economy, education, finance, and defence and security. These are sectors where the UK is a world leader and where UK companies are well placed to support the economic diversification plans of the GCC countries and the wider Middle East region. I hope this will have a positive impact on UK trade with Iraq, including the KRI. We're already seeing a positive trend on increasing business with Iraq in general, although, unfortunately, we don't have specific statistics for UK KRI trade. By the end of last year, total bilateral trade between the UK and Iraq broke the £1 billion barrier. That's the first time bilateral trade has broken that milestone since trade collapsed following the Daesh insurgency. In numbers, the UK's total exports to Iraq came to £705 million. That's a 46% increase on the previous year. And Iraqi exports to the UK totaled £456 million, an amazing increase of 78% over 2021. The top 3 UK exports to Iraq are healthcare products, cars, and beverages, so quite a diverse range of products. We're keen to support more franchise partners in these sectors to enter the Iraqi market, including here in the KRI. Moving to climate change, I cannot state strongly enough that climate change is arguably the most pressing issue of our time. You only need to take a look at the changing weather patterns here and elsewhere in the world, including the increase in frequency and severity of extreme weather events, such as the flooding in Italy we've seen in recent days. Climate change is a risk multiplier. It amplifies the drivers of conflict and threats to human security, such as displacement, health risks, access to water and shelter, and food insecurity, as well as exacerbating existing gender inequalities. The UK is committed to our COP26 legacy and to addressing the effect of climate change on economic stability and future conflicts facing the region, such as migration, water scarcity, and food security. We want to increase climate resilience by supporting the government of Iraq's leadership on climate change and by helping improve capacity for gender-responsive climate mitigation and adaptation, and an energy transition to support long-term climate-resilient economic growth, ensuring better national and international collaboration, coordination, and financial support. We welcome Iraq's signing of the Paris Agreement and submission of its first nationally determined contribution, or NDC. Iraq's positive engagement with the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change process has kick-started a crucial national dialogue and set Iraq on a path to address its environmental challenges and pursue a sustainable and inclusive economic transition. The first step in this process is moving to implement and build on Iraq's climate plans as framed in the NDC. The UK is committed to supporting Iraq strengthen and implement its NDC. It's doing so by funding UNDP's Catalytic Climate Action in Iraq programme, which is providing advisory support to the Iraqi government on a range of different issues: NDC fiscal modelling, energy transition, water resources management, and improving early warning and preparedness for environmental hazards such as drought. Beyond this programme, I want to highlight the opportunities and benefits of engaging actively with the NDC partnership, a powerful international coalition of more than 200 countries, including Iraq. As a member of the NDC partnership, Iraq can identify its implementation priorities and the type of support needed to translate them into actionable policies and programs. Furthermore, the NDC partnership plays a critical role in bridging the finance gap, facilitating the alignment of financial resources and climate investment opportunities among countries and financiers, including the private sector. The NDC partnership is just one example of where Iraq can draw on support from the international community. As the current co-chair of the NDC partnership, along with Rwanda, the UK is happy to support engagement with the partnership where appropriate. I also want to emphasise the importance of aligning climate and development goals. By doing that, Iraq will be able to lessen the difficult choices it has to make between, for example, short-term food, water and energy security, and long-term decarbonisation and sustainable, inclusive economic growth. effective coordination between the government of Iraq, the KRG, and local government actors will help bridge the gap between climate and development goals. The UK has extensive experience coordinating with its relevant ministries to review and deliver its commitments to delivering net zero under its climate change legislation, and we stand ready to share this experience with you here in Iraq. Finally, the UK would welcome deepening its cooperation with the private sector in Iraq to unlock finance to support a just transition. The private sector will be crucial to delivering inclusive and sustainable economic growth across Iraq. An active private sector could offer new job opportunities and specialist training for young women and men across Iraq. New skills and expertise are needed to deliver the new infrastructure. This could include everything from supporting innovative green entrepreneurs to accessing sustainable green finance through partners at UK Export Finance. So, thank you again for your time this morning. The UK very much looks forward to continuing to work with the KRG and the private sector on these important issues to enhance the economy in the KRI and beyond. Thank you.